we started very broad and general until we narrowed it down through the recommendation of Dr. Romero that we have to start with the basic. So we identify the problem, lack of baseline data on the accessibility of the heritage zone. So, ang focus po namin dito, ang una pong ginawa namin through the help of Attorney Seva was to identify the venue, where would be the location of this target. So, in Makati, we have the Makati Poblacion Heritage Conservation Zone, which is located in Barangay Poblacion. Luckily, I'm part of Barangay Poblacion, so somehow may familiarity po tayo dun sa lugar. So the problem po na itinukoy namin mula po dun sa mga deliberation namin mula sa napakalawak na topic is this, the lack of baseline data on the accessibility of the heritage zone. So the answer to that is the strategy which we identified as, entitled as Walkability/Accessibility Audit at the MPHZ Zone. Ano po ba ang mga epekto? We have the effects on top and the causes at the bottom. So let me begin first with the causes. Okay. So because wala kaming datos tungkol sa accessibility ng heritage zone, ang naging cause po nun is because of the lack of an organized team to do accessibility audit. So sa ngayon po, we lack the team or the persons or a specific agency or office to do that, to do an accessibility audit. And then also, we lack a developed customized assessment tool. That is why we were asking around kanina po if there is already accessibility, audit accessibility form that we can use. And what we were given was yung sa buildings and establishments, but there is no tool yet or the form yet that we can use for the roads or the streets itself. And with that, the effect we identified are the following. So because we lack these, and because of the causes that we have identified, we cannot fully address the needs of pedestrians, the bikers, the other vulnerable members of the vulnerable sector, the children, the elderly, women with children, pregnant women, and of course, the PWD or persons with disability. And because of this, also, we have no data to serve as basis for the development of an enhanced pedestrian mobility plan for the heritage zone. Kaya po, we targeted walkability accessibility audit for the Makati Pedestrian Heritage Conservation Zone. And isa po sa consideration namin is it doable within the 6-month period that we are given, and if we can also seek the help of the MAPSA, Makati Public Safety Department, the PWD, Makati Federation, and the Engineering Department, and of course, the direct stakeholders located in Barangay Poblacion with the help of the Barangay Council and the Peace and Order Committee. That's all po. Thank you po.
So, ang sinasabi po nila ay kulang sila ng impormasyon, di ba? Lack of data. On walkability, access, at sinasabi nila na ganyan ang nangyari kasi wala naman talaga silang team pa na gumagawa ng walkability, accessibility audit na yan, at they don't have the tools for it, a template or a framework. So, dahil wala silang kasi normally, pag naglagay ka ng heritage zone or walkability, normally, pinaplano mo na rin yung evaluation niyan and then monitoring, hindi ba, ng traffic and so on. Pero yon hindi nila nagagawa pa. So, sinasabi nila na dahil dyan, so wala pa silang datos, hindi nila ngayon masilbihan yung PWD's children and elderly and kulang sila ng datos to serve as basis for development of an enhanced pedestrian mobility plan. So, ang solution nila is to come up with access and walkability audit, and they are going to use both government, PWDs, and private sector for doing that. So that's what they plan to do in 6 months. Once they have that, then they can come up with the plans that will improve the walkability, and then they will be able to answer the needs and respond to the needs of their elderly. Okay, so this is a case of umpisa na nila yung project. Ngayon, kailangan sila magpasok ng actually performance evaluation or monitoring on management. Tama ho ba yun? Ganun yung okay. So, meron tayong dalawa. So now, I think they can proceed to the log frame part. Third group, Carles, Pasig.
Number 1, organize a project team. 2, identify evaluators, auditors. 3, conduct auditors, evaluators training. Number 4, research and develop the tool. 5, conduct of the actual audit. And number 6, analysis and report writing. Just to refresh your memory po, the problem that we identified is the lack of baseline data for access audit in the heritage zone of Makati, which is Barangay Poblacion. And the target is to have a walkable and accessible audit of that heritage zone. So ano po ba yung mga success indicators namin from the tasks that we have identified? Of course, pag nabuo po yung aming project team organized, one project team organized, a product of this training seminar, and then evaluators and auditors identified, which will come from different sectors and agencies or offices. And for number 3, we have at least one training conducted for these auditors and evaluators, and 100% participation of the identified auditors, evaluators, and conduct planning exercises for heritage walkability. Sa amin pong MOV, we have specifically placed here an executive order issued creating the project team and the minutes of the meeting and the photographs or the pictures of the area identified. Problem. Buti nga po yung Marikina, wala masyadong problema. No? Dito po, ang dami po naming ina-anticipate para sa aming gagawin. So for what can go wrong? Team members are not the right staff or person for the job, and the uncooperativeness of the persons involved. And number 5, 100% completion of the actual audit. Then the MOV after activity report. Then number 6, 100% completion of the document report. MOV, availability of the report or document, including the modules, the worksheets used in the actual audit. What can go wrong? Team members are not the right staff person for the job and cooperative. Same po. Now we move on to yung susunod po. Pataas po kami. So, for the output pa, diba? Ayan, output. So, ito. Yan, output for the team. Number 1, audit report done. Number 2, project plan prepared, walkability, accessibility audit of the heritage zone. So our success indicator, 100% streets audited. Sa heritage zone po ng Poblacion, we have 13 streets out of the 76 streets in Barangay Poblacion covered by this. And increased participation in inclusive mobility advocacy, because we believe na pag na-expose na at naging aware na, mas lalong dadami pa po yung magiging advocates for inclusive mobility. For our MOV, the access audit form accomplished. And then yun nga po, katulad ng sabi ko, number of sponsorships, partnerships, forged, magkakaroon po ng mga magiging interesado po na sumuporta sa advocacy na ito. And eventually, they will support the project financially. And then for the what can go wrong? Wrong entries, discrepancy, inaccurate data, information, lack of budget to conduct and prepare the plan. So yun po. For the outcome, referring to the LGU, we identified that the outcome would be more inclusive transport in the Heritage District. Our success indicator, may improve po yung accessibility, yung walkability, increased mobility dun po sa Heritage District, and somehow po, it will have a correlation with a decrease in road accidents. Then for our MOV, we have an increase in pedestrian count. Mas madami na po yung maeenganyong maglakad doon sa lugar. And of course, testimonials from pedestrians in general, in that including po yung PWD sector. And for our what can go wrong in this area, uncooperative private sector, vendors po, increase in solid waste production kasi pag mas madaming tao na yung nagta-travel doon, mas marami rin yung waste production mo. And then, lack of enforcement, yes, and lack of solid waste management ordinance, sorry, and increase in petty crimes or theft. Yan po. For our impact on society, ito na po yung bigger picture. So, we have identified improved environmental quality, improved economic status of enterprises, and sustainable tourism. So our success indicators are the following. Reduced pollution level, kasi nga po mababawasan na yung mga gumagamit ng vehicles, motorized vehicles, maiengganyo po ang paglalakad, pagbibisikleta. Then, increase economic activity, increase in the number of new businesses registered, increase in business tax collection, increase in employment rate. For our MOV, we have AQM report from DENR, Makati Health Department, Hospital ng Makati, and DES. And from the Business Permits Office, we also have MOV, then makakapag-submit po rin sila ng report, and then the PESO report po. And what can go wrong? Malfunction of measuring device, lack of participation by stakeholders, and increase in construction activity. That's it po. Thank you po.